So, as I said in the beginning of this podcast, digital E3, technically...
I thought you said hello and welcome to the SwooceCast at the beginning of the thing.
Actually, we had to do our countdown 3 or 4 times before he did that.
Oh yeah, so we did the countdown first. So actually, either way, you're wrong.
Yeah. You're just completely full of it.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SwooceCast. It's been a while, and of course, I have my 2 guests that are my partners as well, Patrick and Moist. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
No.
Exactly. Also, I like how I said guests at first. Like, you guys are part of the show.
No, I'm just a guest star.
Wow.
You're a guest star.
Emphasis on the star.
I didn't know this was called the Heckla Cast. Probably should have read the sign on the way in the door.
I mean, did they not give you the coffee mug? The one that said the Heckla Cast right on it?
They didn't.
Oh. We'll make sure the interns give you that next time.
It didn't come with the gift basket.
I never got a coffee mug.
Oh no, he gets the coffee mug, you get the bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a basket too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you also the complimentary food basket.
No.
Yeah.
I really would rather have a coffee mug.
I probably would have rather had a bag.
So how you guys doing?
Horribly.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's just, yeah.
So yeah, as of now, the
morale at the SwooceCast is very low.
Oh, yes.
Morale at the office headquarters is at an all-time low. We're taking pay cuts, guys.
Oh man,
we can't do much more.
We come back from how long has it been? A year or more, and then we're like, hey,
we had the Fortnite episode.
Oh yeah, that's true. The Fortnite episode,
our most successful video. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many views did that get?
Oh no.
Hold on, I'll check.
Let's move on. Welcome to the SwooceCast.
But in any case, yes, right. We're finally back. We know it's been a while. Stuff happened.
38.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Actually, the first one got 53.
Oh.
And episode 0 got 81. So Moist is completely wrong.
Well, we just didn't hit the hardcore. We didn't hit the hardcore gamers of the Fortnite community at the time. It
went badly.
And what can I say? Fortnite's on its way out the door. I mean, I guess we were just chasing trends.
Yeah.
It wasn't back then.
I guess we were just chasing trends. It was on its way out the door.
Poor us.
We just gotta hit those new trends, boys. But yeah, we're back somehow.
Yeah, welcome to the Yandere Dev episode.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a wonderful time talking about this game.
Oh yeah, the Yandere
no,
Dev.
the person. Never mind. What's the game called? Is it? I've literally heard the word Yandere Dev more than the actual game. So
I could not tell you what the game is.
Yeah. But anyway, so who would like to start off with their week? Would it be Patrick or you, Moist?
I'll start.
Okay. How was your week, Patrick?
Yeah, it was alright. Video game wise, it's been mostly Breath of the Wild and Paper Mario. After 2 years of playing Breath of the Wild, I finally have now beaten 2 Divine Beasts. Applause, please.
You get a miniature golf clap.
Yeah. That's what I deserve. It took me 2 years to defeat 2 Divine Beasts. And I bought Paper Mario, and I've been really enjoying that. I'm still pretty early into it, but yeah.
Are you a couple hours in, or?
Yeah, I'm I would say 3 hours in. I'm just... yeah, I would say about 3 hours in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
We'll definitely talk about it more later on, but yeah.
We aren't going to talk about that later on.
So, Moist, what have you been playing? How was your week?
My week was just horrible. For the fact that we weren't doing the SwooceCast.
You must have had a really awful tons of weeks then.
Yeah.
I mean,
if that's the factor in how your week is, there must have been a lot of really bad ones.
I mean, that's not wrong, but yeah. Video game wise, 100% of the Spyro trilogy over the course of a couple of days, and for the past couple of weeks I've been doing a Sam and Max marathon where I had been playing through every Sam and Max game.
Huh. How was that good? How was that?
About
going?
halfway through season 3 right now. Not the entire way done, but enjoyed my time, and
Nice.
still enjoying my time. Also, Spyro's cool, I guess. It's all right.
It's Purple Dragon Boy. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, Sam and Max, are you also going to go for the, if you want to go by the canon or whatever, the, what is it, the Poker House games?
I mean, I can't. They're not available.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, they took them off the store,
Oh, yeah. That's Telltale.
and I wouldn't really
That's
count them anyways. But
Very true.
Are they done by a different developer? Or?
oh no, they're done by Telltale in-house.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just has, like, and besides, all the lines of everything for every character's on YouTube, so...
Yeah, you may as well just go on ahead and watch the video containing
Yeah.
all of their quotes, and you're getting the same experience playing poker
Well,
on your
you're
desktop.
not getting a job at Telltale.
Yeah, I think no one's getting a job at Telltale for a while.
I thought they
Damn.
were back up and running.
No, they're dead.
Don't they have a skeleton crew working on a couple of other games, and then they're shutting down?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
definitely
much. Other companies are pretty much picking up the last of their IPs that were successful.
That's too bad.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for Sam and Max to never get a video game again, because no one's ever going to use them in a game again.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
the-
on the 25th or on the 30th anniversary, they'll come back with a watch and nothing else, and they'll just disappoint you.
Bold of you to assume that they would even put a watch.
Yeah, could just be a drawing.
They just commission one artist and post it on the one on
Yeah.
their Twitter account.
Happy 30th anniversary. Here's a drawing.
They get Akira Toriyama, designer of Dragon Ball, to do a Sam and Max commission.
Yeah.
What is Heckla been up to?
Yeah.
Oh, Hekla's been up to playing Carrion for most of the week, and also a little bit of Darkest Dungeon. Actually, going back to that surprisingly, ever since the Fortnite episode where I said I played that, But that's about it. Playing Carrion, working, eating an apple.
Yeah, it must have taken a long time to eat that apple. Then I mean, I guess this must have been a whole week worth of apple.
Well, he eats one apple and then he carries on to the next apple.
It's very true. But you know what they say.
I'm
apple
leaving the
day.
call. I'll be back.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, all of us. So our weeks have been good. We have a lot of gaming news. What did you say, boys?
Yeah, we have almost
No.
a year and a half worth of gaming news to cover.
Yeah, we
Hold
have
on.
a lot. But
Grab yourself a snack, sit down, maybe even grab a couple of snacks. If you weren't already
Grab
going to do
two and a
that.
half snacks.
yeah, minimum. And if you're listening to this at the time of laying in bed or on the beach,
Why would
just
you want to
remember to
put
have
our
a snack.
voices in your head
If you're
going
listening
to
to
the
us
beach?
on the beach, then maybe reconsider going to the beach because there's a whole big thing happening right now.
Oh, yeah,
There's
at the
probably
time of
other
this,
people
but-
there.
in the future, if you're listening to this after the pandemic has passed,
Yeah, the pandemic of people not wearing their sunscreen at the beach. You guys really need to get your shit together.
yeah, sunburns are no laughing matter.
Yeah, sunburns are no laughing matter, and they just keep on getting worse.
Yep.
I can't even walk outside without getting sunburned.
Ooh.
That last 30 seconds or so is an excellent example of why we're on YouTube and not a radio station right now.
Exactly. Well,
But we
there's
already
some
have our
radios-
stations. We already talked about that. We got multiple sponsors. We are
Yeah.
showing up on a radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah. AM
Oh.
radio up in Alaska.
We're on Pirate Bay right now.
But you know,
I love the idea of someone pirating this podcast.
someone decides.
Someone going out of their way to pirate the SwooceCast. I would respect that, actually.
Hey, if someone pirated us for the 1 cent if we ever generate it for this podcast.
The 1 cent.
Yes, 1 cent, one singular cent.
I used to have Google AdSense. Ooh. Google AdSense on with my old YouTube account and website, and I made 10 cents over a year and a half.
Well,
where's that 10 cents? Have you been saving it?
Well, you're not allowed to cash it out unless you make a certain amount, so...
They're keeping your dime. Why are you letting them do that?
Because...
Oh.
Anyways,
yeah, so let's talk about the biggest game that has hit us since this time and age, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I would say, Patrick, you have quite played this game quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I have over 100 hours in this game. I think the official quote-unquote hour count on my Switch is somewhere around 110. And I think the way you introduced it as in this time is going to be really important to this game's legacy. Because it will have helped sales 100%, but the whole escapism in video games and putting yourself somewhere else on a screen will really have hit hard for a lot of people during the 2020 pandemic.
Yes.
And Animal Crossing, it was a bit of a coincidence that it released at that time, but I think it was a really, really good coincidence for a lot of people, and myself included. I really, really enjoyed it for consistently, I would say, for a month and a half. I mean, the time has flown by in my brain, so I haven't picked it up in a bit, and it feels like that's impacting it. But like I said, 110 hours. I played it a lot, and I'm really happy with the way my islands come about, and I know there's more to play in the future.
Yeah. Speaking of the sales wise, we were talking about that. So as of speaking of now, and halfway through 2020, Animal Crossing has made its lifetime sales and beyond because of this. Like you said, the popularity of Animal Crossing New Horizons is insane. But to go back to the game itself, yes, I have quite enjoyed it around. I have 30 hours in it, not 110. But it was more of the problem of I really got into it, but burnout hits really hard in that kind of game for some people.
It does, but also, like, we're talking burnout over a month in, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a little different.
Yeah. I do enjoy the game a lot. It's one of the most common experiences in the game I had for a while. Like, it gives me a nice, peaceful mood every time I played it. But yeah. Not really much I could say about the game myself, but even though I have 30 hours in it, but the game just oozes with charm beyond belief. Gets you a nice calming mood every single time, except for if you hunt for eggs, but that'll be topical.
There are some things in the game, like building up your house and customizing your house and your lawn, and customization is at an all-time great. Past that, there are some things, especially at launch, that we're missing, that were in almost all, if not all, other Animal Crossing games. There was a bit of a shortage of content. They're already fixing that, basically, by bringing in monthly massive updates, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Still feel like there was more to do in New Leaf, except for the customizing part. I do miss the whole town idea. I guess there was also a city in the Wii version. Going back to placing them randomly on my map feels like a bit of a downgrade, to the point where I kind of made my own city area, which I suppose was the point, but at the same time, I really liked having that area that was in common for everybody. There are definite pros and cons. I do still think that this is the strongest entry in the series, but it's not the one I would recommend starting with if you have any freedom of platform and haven't played an Animal Crossing game. I would still say start with New Leaf.
Yeah. Moist, what do you think about the game? Because I know you also have it as well.
Oh yeah, I had played it for, I think the Switch count I have right now is like 125 hours, something like that. But I mean, that's not accounting for everything. I just leave it on when I was tending to things, stuff like that. But sunk quite a bit of time into the game. It showed up when I was going out of town for a month and a half working in the middle of the virus. You know, the no-no thing, actually. Sorry, I ended up putting that wrong. But yeah, it came at a really good time. It was pretty much the only thing I ever spent time on after I got off of my shifts. It's definitely a really calming experience. It came out at an excellent time, just like how Patrick said. Really, it's just insane the kind of difference graphical-wise, how it looks compared to the other ones. It just kind of blows the other ones out of the water, in my opinion. It, like, specifically the little endemic stuff, like the bugs and the fish and stuff, it looks way better than it should, and it's very off-putting.
Anything that goes in the museum is perfect visually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it belongs in a completely different game that doesn't have, like, a stylized look to it like Animal Crossing does. Yeah. But that's not a bad thing.
Speaking of that stylized look, though, there were some drawbacks to it, in my view. Some of the stuff... They went for kind of a hybrid, cartoony, realistic vibe before, and some textures and some different areas. Like, the water before looked really natural, but now that it's customizable, it looks a lot more video game-ish. Some stuff looks better, but it looks significantly different than how it does before. So if you really, really like the visual style of the first few games, you might be a little iffy on some of the changes. But I agree that almost everything looks really, really, really strong. Yeah. Even for the low poly count.
Really hard to disagree, to be honest. The water looks fantastic. I don't really see the problem with it. It
looks fantastic, but it looks significantly different and more cartoony.
Well, I agree with Moist on this case, because I see what you mean by cartoony, but still...
I just don't know how you would differentiate regular water from cartoony water when both of them are just water.
Because at the end of the day, it's water.
I think what I'll do... I think what inspired that thought was a tweet originally, so I'm gonna see if I can find the tweet and overlay it on the screen.
Ooh, ow.
In post.
Ooh.
Just so I can see... So I can get my point across better, because it's a hard thing to describe.
Yeah.
Last one I played was City Folk, and the water almost looked the exact same in New Horizons as it did in City Folk to me.
Yep, just HD. Yeah. But speaking of good old Nintendo, this was a digital as again middle of 2020 in the later summer months. Digital E3 happened.
Did it though?
Not really.
It did and didn't.
It didn't really happen. I mean, you don't have to play it up. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't.
Even the showcases for Xbox and PlayStation are way weaker than what they would have been if there was a full E3.
Yeah, they had to scale it back because of everything getting its development cut in half.
Easily. Yeah. But with Nintendo themselves, they had the weirdest strategy of having
show anything useful.
Yes. Yeah, because as of a week ago, I think as a point, there was a Nintendo Partners Direct Mini, which had the weirdest showcase I've seen in a while.
The weirdest and the shortest showcase.
Yes, with a total of 3 games.
10 minutes?
It was less than 10 minutes. It was 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
And one of them was WWE Battlegrounds.
Oh no!
So for anyone who is not... Yeah.
Oops, dropped something. Don't forget the way forward announcement, only for it to be Bakugan in the middle of the treehouse thing with Paper Mario.
Yeah. Yeah, there was also a Nintendo Treehouse just before then, where WayForward said, Nintendo said WayForward had a new big announcement for a game. Everyone thought it was, hey, what are they partnering up to make? Is it Metroid? Is it Zelda? Like, no, it's Bakugan.
Well, to be fair, they said it was... What did they say beforehand? That it was an existing...
They said it was a pre-existing franchise.
Yeah.
Not related to Nintendo. Or it was third party.
And to be fair, they said that pretty early on before that showcase. So everyone who had their hopes up probably shouldn't have to begin with.
Yeah. I think it's more the fact now with Paper Mario being out right now, it would be... People are wondering, okay, what's the big holiday game, in a sense? Like, as of right now, there's really nothing really insanely big. As of also right now, there's a rumored Mario 35th collection with a whole bunch of Mario ports.
I'll kind of believe that when I see it.
Yeah, exactly. But as of right now, we get, as again, that partner direct, Cadence of Hyrule DLC, which didn't play the game that much, so I couldn't tell you. The best game, WWE Battlegrounds.
The most important Nintendo title.
WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
Yes. And I would love, Patrick, if, when you're editing this, to put in a nice one frame, or not one frame, a picture of one of the wrestlers just zoomed in.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the one that walks out on the stage for the first time. The one that looks like that one action figure guy from Action Now, or whatever the hell that pop thing.
Yeah.
The action figure cartoon show.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing with the WWE 2K franchise to begin with is, for years, the games on the mass market have kind of gotten bad reviews. Like, I know that's the reviews have been really, really, really weak, but the people who actually consume WWE content still keep the series going, and there's actually a reasonably active user base, both streaming and otherwise. Just like, the sales are pretty good year to year, except this year 2K decided to go with Visual Concepts, the people who make the NBA games, to develop it. But they kind of did it in a weird half-hearted way where the old developer was basically told to give all their assets to this new developer, and the result was kind of a worse looking, worse functioning, exact same game as the previous year. So the main series isn't quite there yet.
Are we talking about 2K Battlegrounds still?
No, that's the main series. So I
2K19
don't know why they're thinking... Yeah, 2K20
is
the new one, and then 19 was the last one by the previous devs. But then I don't know why now they're bringing in this new side series when they can't even get the main one right.
Probably just to
didn't they do something similar with NBA Playgrounds?
Yeah,
they release that pretty frequently.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
That.
They must think that, the more franchises they got, the more chance they have for people to come in.
Well,
even though they need to focus on keeping
their existing franchises, right?
Yeah, well, but we're also talking about the same company that's trying to raise the price of their sports games and all that to $70 as of right now.
Well, I guarantee you that's just the new standard for the new console. The new console's games are going to be more expensive. I think that's just the one that got leaked first.
I don't know. I've been hearing different.
Then people are going to quit, or then people are going to start bitching about the fact that it's the sports game's fault for doing it, even though they probably weren't even the first people to finalize that price.
Very true.
I think they just happened to be the one to link it, because
if
you look back, the prices gained around the time the Xbox moved to 360, and then around the time the 360 moved to the Xbox One. I'm just using that as the time frame.
Yeah.
So now that the Xbox One is moving on to the Series X, it's not unreasonable to think that there could be another $10 increase. But that also means in Canada, we're going from a situation where the games were $79.99 to begin with, and probably moving up to $89.99, and no one's gonna buy that here.
Yeah. Again, that's probably playing it by ear eventually when the new consoles come out. So
you mean when the backlash happens and they go back to the old pricing? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But going back to the Direct, yes, with WWE 2K Battlegrounds, most from what I'm seeing, like that game, it's probably going to be either harmless or really bad.
Yeah, I see a 2 or a 3 on most review sites on that one.
Yeah. But Patrick, you were the Persona fan out of all of us here. Have you played Shin Megami Tensei?
No.
Neither have I.
I know that's a boring answer, but no.
Typical Persona 5 fan, am I right? Persona boys, haha.
My friend Johnny is a massive fan of Shin Megami Tensei, and I know he's really hyped. And I know my brother's reasonably hyped too, because he wants to get into it after playing 5 and 4.
Yeah, because
all I can kind of say is they look cool.
Yeah, because
they look like Persona.
Yeah, we're getting Shin Megami Tensei 5 and a remake of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which again, they look cool, but never played them.
That's also Persona without the anything outside of the dungeons, really.
Okay, so Persona but good. All right. Okay.
Well,
I'll take that.
some would argue the opposite. Some would argue Persona, but not super interesting. Like, that's the same reason you didn't like Fire Emblem Three Houses. It took all of the Persona kind of confidant stuff into it while putting the combat into its own separate thing. And that's what Persona does versus Shin Megami Tensei being more like the old Fire Emblem games where it's just kind of combat map, then combat map, then combat map. So
Yeah, and
it really is kind of, what do you like about Persona?
Man, I just want to play a chess game. Come on. I don't want to mash through text talking about characters I don't care about. I just want to go play chess.
I mean, you can play that in Clubhouse games.
Yeah, I could do that. But
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
Smooth transition, Heckla. Do you want to go there next?
Oh, yeah. I'll go for it, because I have played this. Have you also played this, Patrick?
Yeah.
Moise, have you played it?
I don't have it, no.
Oh.
I
Clubhouse
have
games...
played chess, actually.
Oh. Was it a good round of chess?
No.
But Clubhouse Games, or 51 Clubhouse Games, was a collection game of games released by Nintendo, which surprisingly really good. Like, holy crap! Like,
I saw Clubhouse Games for the first time, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be kind of a cool $20 download. Then I saw the price as $50, and I'm like, no way in hell. And then I started seeing like more footage and more footage, and all of the games just were so polished that it kind of slowly looked more and more worth the price. And to be honest with you, I would suggest that if you like enough of the games, it kind of is worth the price. They're all super polished.
and I'm kind of making a bold claim here, but it feels like what the original Wii had, like Wii Sports / Wii Play. That's what this game kind of feels like to me, like an essential almost, like all these mini games.
Didn't the original Clubhouse come out on like 3DS or something? Or
DS? Yeah, the original DS.
Oh, did it? Oh, the original DS.
Yeah, Clubhouse Games, the one that came out on Switch, is like a sequel or a successor to the one on DS or 3DS or whatever.
Did not know that. Wow.
I'd suggest that in the future, if Nintendo wants to make a couple of bundles, this would be one of two games they could throw into it.
Yeah. Or if nothing else,
if they want to throw an Odyssey bundle out there, they could throw Odyssey and Clubhouse Games.
Yeah,
that would be a pretty good bundle.
They could do like what they did during the Wii U era, and they could be like, oh yeah, if you buy something here, you get a choice of 4 different games to choose from to download for free, and one of them to be Clubhouse.
Yeah. That doesn't sound super likely with modern Nintendo, though, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it was only one generation behind. It's not like it was that far away.
Very true. But that was when they were desperate to get people to buy the damn thing.
Remember when Bayonetta 2 and Pikmin 3 were among some of the ones that they would do for that?
Yeah. But yeah, with all the games that Clubhouse has, it's astonishing because, again, it's 51, and yes, chess is in there. My favorite being Texas Hold'em.
I really like the Blackjack game.
Blackjack looks really fun. You can't mess up Blackjack.
Yeah,
at least
like Solitaire. Obviously, Solitaire is a bit of a meme inclusion because you're not going to pay $50 for just Solitaire.
Yeah.
But it's a really strong version. Chess is a really strong version. Like, everything is just kind of... Not everything is nailed, but almost everything is nailed.
They even got Wii Tanks.
Yeah, and Wii Bowling.
Yeah.
Wii Bowling's not quite as good.
Robots,
yeah.
Though.
The bowling game in there isn't quite as good. It's solid. It does the trick. It scratches the itch. Not quite as good as the Wii one. Yeah,
but I would definitely say for anyone looking for a nice casual experience on a Switch, highly check this game out. I would,
and not 1-2 Switch.
No, please. To this very day.
Actually, I can see that being the bundle. I can see Clubhouse Games and 1-2 Switch becoming the standard bundle for a Switch in the future.
Ugh, that's yikes.
But only a Switch Lite bundle, though.
Oh, man.
Yeah, who wants to play Wii Bowling on the TV?
Nah.
Exactly.
I only want to play it outside on a picnic table where I can't even see the screen.
Exactly.
You can... See, the problem with Clubhouse Games being appealing on the Switch Lite is you can get a $100 or even cheaper Kindle Fire and download all of those games on Kindle Fire for $50. All in, with the tablet included.
Yeah. Again, it's more. I would say it's more for the casual in a sense, like where if like you just want a casual time on the Switch, because it is pricey. It's still 60/80 Canada.
No, it was cheaper. It was 40-50, I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, I thought it.
Yeah, it was $50 in the US, so it might have been 60. It was not a full price game, but it wasn't cheap.
I could have sworn it was 40 on the US.
There you go. So it was probably 40-50.
Yeah, that's so. But yeah,
I'm comfortable with it personally, but I wanted the game.
Yeah, and again,
if you're kind of on edge, maybe wait for the sale that comes once a year.
Exactly.
If that with Clubhouse games, because I feel like they want to get as much money as they can out of that, and yeah,
exactly. Solid though.
Yeah,
I'm glad I have it.
Definitely. But going on to other games, Patrick, we were talking about Paper Mario earlier, the Origami King. Enlighten us. How is the game?
So I'm coming in with kind of a unique experience where it's my first Paper Mario game. I haven't played Thousand Year Door. I haven't played the N64 one. I haven't played Super Paper Mario, which I know are all kind of... I know the first two are reasonably similar. Then the third one was a bit more story and platforming. And then the 3DS one and the Wii U ones just kind of went off the wall and did whatever the hell they wanted. This one, I really, really like the writing. It's super charming. It's super witty. It looks super great. It sounds super great. The combat is gonna be controversial. I can tell you that. Yes. I like it, but I can see some people not super liking it, and I can see some people not loving the fact there's no experience out of it. But I do like it. I think it's reasonably interesting, if that sounds good. But yeah, it really is the writing that is worth the whole experience so far. It's super colorful. I really just... It's exactly what it says on the tin for me, I think.
Yeah. From what... Again, I'm going from the point of someone who has played the first game, the second game, and Sticker Star. Mm-hmm. I didn't play Super Paper Mario, but... and I quite possibly, if anyone has played Sticker Star, if that game burned me on a very hard level. So, and
see, Origami King's kind of the opposite, where it makes me want to check out the other ones. So
yeah,
it did its job in that regard. It definitely, I can tell you, even without playing Sticker Star, that it's better than what Sticker Star.
Oh,
offers.
Easily. I definitely want to check out the game in the future. I think what kind of really threw me off of it was a interview that with the series developer that came out recently,
mm-hmm.
where pretty much the developer, to put it in hindsight, to saying, hey, we want to go in different directions. That's fine if you don't want to do the RPG combat. Not something we'll always... No, RPG combat is not everyone's cup of tea, so I can understand for doing something different sometimes. But then that's always a good debate. But
yeah,
it's more of the lack of creating original characters that I have issue with.
So,
yeah.
Obviously, in the last couple of outings, Color Splash and Sticker Star, they got a ton of feedback saying, hey, everyone's a frickin' Toad. Can you do something else? I think they kind of... This is all speculation, obviously, but I think they kind of came to some agreement with Nintendo where as long as you have the established characters in, you can create a couple of new characters that are either evil or whatever. Mario has a companion in this game that's a brand new character. Yeah. The Origami versions of characters look completely different, act completely different, so they're basically new characters. And then everyone around you is mostly familiar, but there are still some new inclusions that I don't want to spoil. The game feels fresh. It really does. It feels fresh and unique outside of what you would expect from a main series Mario game. So I would say if Color Splash and Sticker Star hadn't burned people out on the whole Mario universe in a way, I don't think anyone would have complained about this.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because like you said, who didn't really play, because I'm going from they really pushed hard with the bringing it back to the Mario universe, and for 2 games straight having the developers really just not just keep it in the Mushroom Kingdom and have the it's Bowser plot. It gets tiring.
I'm super early in it, but it appears that Bowser's back to a kind of anti-hero. I don't know what he was before,
I like that idea.
Yeah,
it's kind of going against finally something a little different.
It's his best role in the Mario RPGs.
Yeah.
Like in Superstar Saga, that's absolutely nailed. Bowser being the anti-hero. It's a dynamic I really like. And Intelligent Systems is the Paper Mario versus Alpha Dream for Mario and Luigi, so obviously it's 2 different kinds of writing styles, but I think Origami King has enough of that Mario RPG charm where people who are fans of that versus the more bland nature of the main platformers will get what they're looking for.
Yeah. So I'm glad that Paper Mario is coming back to form a little bit. My hope one day is that, in a sense, that the team would re-release some of the games, like the older games. So while you have your newer stuff, just give us the old stuff as well. That's more of my contention.
I do think at least N64 stuff will head to Switch at some point. So I think the original Paper Mario will be playable on Nintendo Switch before the Switch 2 comes out, or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah. But again, it's always Nintendo's idea of hey, a game that everyone kind of really would like to play. We're not going to put it on our modern system.
And if we do, it's going to cost $10.
Nope, it's going to cost $20. It's going to be on the online service.
Well, I mean the online service. That's a whole different thing. I'm talking like Virtual Console, right?
Well,
I think we can all agree that NES or Nintendo Online is worth it at this point.
Yeah. It's definitely good to play some of the games that they release every month on there. I got some good old NES. As of right now, you got NES games and SNES games. Like Donkey Kong. The good old Dink.
What do you think's next in terms of the next console that goes on there?
Game Boy Advanced.
I bet you it's just the original Game Boy first.
Yeah, Moist?
I said the Wii.
Oh, the Wii?
Yeah.
I could see that kind of happening. But
I don't really believe that. I think it's probably going to be...
I could see it eventually
it's
happening.
probably going to be the N64, to be honest. It could be Game Boy Advance, but I'd say N64 would be the more interesting one, and probably the one to add more value to their service.
100% N64 is more interesting, but doesn't it just seem like the most Nintendo thing ever to just put Game Boy on there?
Yeah, like I said, in 2 more years you're gonna get Game Boy. 2 more years you're gonna get Game Boy Advanced. 7 years later you get N64, and then another 10 for GameCube.
In 2035, when the Switch 3 is out, the Switch 1 will get GameCube games.
Exactly.
The Switch will get an add-on disc drive that you use to put in GameCube games.
It becomes the N64 all over again.
The Nintendo Switch is now compatible with Game Boy Player.
Oh, man.
Remember, the Game Boy camera? I don't know what it's called. It's like a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color camera.
Yeah, it's literally
it came with all those
Game Boy
games.
Camera.
We had the freaky filters on it.
The Game Boy camera then.
Oh, man. Well,
the
speaking
Switch
of
is now compatible.
Well, what is compatible with the Switch is one game. That's Pokemon Sword and Shield, which had some DLC.
I thought it wasn't compatible with it because everyone hated it.
Yeah. I mean...
Did you want to talk about DKC first? I know
oh, yeah. Sorry. I lost my train of thought on there. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country. I played a little bit on SNES Online. Game runs good. It was good to go back to some good old Donkey Kong.
That's one of those games that emulators have sometimes struggled with. So it's nice to see.
Yeah.
For some reason, a lot of Super Nintendo games have done that, especially ones that required like the 3D models and shit like that.
It almost seems like SNES games are harder to emulate than some of the newer stuff.
Maybe it's just the architecture of the older stuff, you know?
Like Genesis stuff emulates super easily. That's why you see it in all those cheap act games.
Yep.
All the Sonic things on phones that they actually improved.
Yeah.
Where it ran better than the original.
Those are separate remakes, but I'm talking like if you go to Walmart, you will see handheld Sega Genesis games by a company called Act Games, and
like
just a ton of ROMs on cheap hardware, and they run fine. The sound's crap, but they run fine.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Probably the best emulation so far for like a lot of SNES games is either the Switch Online or SNES Mini, which
it's not bad on Wii U.
Well, it's not bad. It's just who owns a Wii U now?
Yeah, good point.
And
it's nice to see DKC 1 on SNES Online. I'd like to see Earthbound and Mario RPG.
You know, ones that people would actually play, as opposed to not doing all that. Like ones that are actually interesting to have on there. And
it's just bizarre that a Mario... I know there's legal issues with Capcom, but they've had it on previous virtual consoles before, and it's baffling that a Mario game isn't on it.
Wait, wasn't it Square Enix that did it?
Yeah, it was Square Enix.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, Square.
Yeah, and, well, Square is one of those companies, when it works with Nintendo, is, hey, we'll let you have a character, but they only get 5 songs.
Are you venting about something else?
Yeah,
didn't he only get 3 songs?
Oh, yeah, 3 songs, not 5. Wow, yeah, Square and Nintendo are just...
It's a little rocky, isn't it?
Yeah, very rocky.
Like, there are some Square games that should be on Switch yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haven't they been talking about Kingdom Hearts coming to Switch for a while? Or has that been like a rumor?
The Life is Strange games got ported to Android.
Well, the weirdest thing is, technically we are getting a Kingdom Hearts game to Switch. We are technically getting one with that rhythm game coming to Switch.
Oh yeah, Melody of Memories.
Which is actually apparently a sequel, because it actually has story content.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's a topic for...
I think I'll start Kingdom Hearts by going to that.
Have fun with that one.
I will.
A whole bunch of people just clicked off this pod, Moist. Thanks.
They probably already clicked off with you saying you enjoyed Origami King, so whatever.
And so the 5 of you that stand to listen to that after that. So let's go into the next one, which is Sword and Shield DLC. Now, I really didn't play it that much, so I'm going to leave it to these two, who have probably played it more than I have.
Oh, we're 6 years old.
Yep.
Do you want to try that again, Heckla?
Sorry, Heckla.
Suck.
I'm leaving that in.
Sword and Shield DLC. What do you guys think?
Shield DLC. What do you guys think about it?
Patrick, you start. Go.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that some of my Pokemon made it their way back. I was one of the lucky ones in the first place, but it's another wild area, and it's fine. Does the trick. It was entertaining for about a week, and then I put it down and haven't put it back up.
Yep.
That's not super interesting.
That's pretty much the same. I don't really have anything else to add about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. If you like the original game, then you'll like the DLC enough to buy it, and if you didn't, then you won't.
Yeah, the DLC is just more of what the base game had. A couple of quality of life changes, if you can call them that.
Yeah. Your Pokemon walk behind you in this one area now.
And they can barely keep up with you, and they teleport behind you if you get too far away.
I like that, but I mean, they didn't even add it to the other wild area.
No.
I mean,
so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the only other Pokemon thing we could talk about right now is the you played the Mystery Dungeon demo, right?
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What did you guys
Mystery
think?
Dungeon blows Sword and Shield out of the water visually. Like it just
Just as a game,
so
it blows it away.
good. Honestly, Mystery Dungeon, other than the price, I'm waiting for a price drop. I'm going to be enjoying that game. It has that Gen 3 nostalgia that I really personally like, and it's just gorgeous. Like, the game is really, really pretty, and Sword and Shield looks good-ish.
Yeah, it's
It's
like-
serviceable.
In my review of it, I said some of the areas were really, really nice, and I stand by that. Bal and Leia in Sword and Shield is absolutely wonderful. The wild area, not so much. Mystery Dungeon is just, it looks way more polished. You can tell it's a different team working on it, and they focused on different things. It looks like a picture book. I really, really like it.
yeah. The only Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game I played in the past was the one for the DS, but that was, oh my god, so many years ago. So I will
still
play this demo.
I still own Blue Mystery Dungeon, and I'd probably, my wallet would probably thank me to just finish that instead of buying the new one. But the new one's really pretty.
Yeah. I mean, remakes always have a good, like, they always
And the music.
improve. Oh yeah.
Remakes
I mean-
always have a good.
They have the.
Oh no.
Well, it depends on the remake. I mean, there
No,
was
they
also
always
another
do.
remake recently. I mean,
Can I be a complete asshole for a minute?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, that was a mixed
Indifference.
reaction. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I called Mystery Dungeon happening the week before the Direct.
Yeah, go on ahead. Since you're already editing this, go on ahead and edit in the thing that you called it on.
I will. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's the single text that it shows on the video.
You were very happy.
I was like, yo, I called that, peeps.
Did you call it the toothbrush game though?
No.
I called the toothbrush game. I can link you to a tweet that I'll tweet out immediately after we get done recording this, and I'll.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you
Yeah.
think Pokemon Snap actually looks like that, or do you think it's a cinematic?
Well, we're talking about the same company that made a MOBA.
I think
That's
it
what-
I think it looks like that. It'd be
Think it
different
looks-
if you could actually walk around it, but since it's on a set track, I feel like it'll look like that.
And that's probably
It
the
looks
case, then.
really pretty.
So
Because
it's
all
probably
they
the
have to
case, then.
focus on is visuals, as opposed to, making the
That's
game
true.
run super well. It's all just set. They have the controls of the whole thing. You don't.
Yeah.
Speak-
and Pokemon's also
speaking
a
of that-
company. Oh yeah.
You just mentioned running super well, and it reminded me of one thing.
No.
Intelligent Systems did Origami King,
Yes.
and Intelligent Systems also did Fire Emblem Three Houses. I love the hell out of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Doesn't look super great, doesn't run super great. Origami King looks way better and runs way better.
Yeah.
So
And
anybody
also-
concerned about frame rate because of the developer, don't be.
Yeah. And also the case of anything that isn't Pokemon that's Pokemon runs really better, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be surprised. Not surprised.
Pokemon
very
Home
assuring
runs at a
that-
consistent 60 frames per second at all times.
Is there a Pokemon game that doesn't run super well other than the Sun and Moon games because they were just pushing the hardware way past what they should have?
If you want to count X and Y in 3D mode,
I don't.
then
No
that's probably-
No one played friggin' X and Y in 3D mode.
exactly.
I did.
Yeah, well, you're not there. right
Okay,
now playing
okay, listen-
Pokemon X
listen
and Y
here.
in 3D mode.
Listen here.
You're in the icebergs of Atlantis.
Yeah.
That's a pretty funny reference, Heckla. I love how it's referencing what I don't know.
I mean,
Can we move on to SpongeBob?
yeah. Let's talk about SpongeBob. Okay.
Speaking of references,
Yeah, so many references, but we should get to the thing. SpongeBob remake happened. So something that surprised everyone when it got announced beyond belief. Again, I barely played the game in the past. I played it at a friend's house, enjoyed the game.
Right.
yeah.
But I feel like, again, some of Pokemon, you two have a better perspective on it. And I'll start with Patrick.
You started with me last time. Why don't you
Oh,
get
yeah,
this one
so-
moist first?
Yeah, Moist, here.
Yeah, hand it to me.
They're sick of hearing my voice, dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's talk about SpongeBob. Battle for Bikini Bottom was released in 2003 for the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and the Xbox.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly critically acclaimed, but it was highly appreciated because it was a
3D platformer based on a licensed property that didn't reek crap.
yeah that.
It was a good game.
But yeah, they decided as soon as they got their hands on it, THQ Nordic was like, okay, let's just go on ahead and remaster this game for the new movie that's coming out. So they announced it, and they announced Purple Lamp Studios was working on it. They were bringing in people that speed ran the game, which is what gave it its cult status. Everything was looking really promising, and it did turn out pretty promising, except in a few areas. But
Yeah.
both of us can talk about that. The game looks amazing, at least the way I played it. I played it on PC, and it looked amazing, ran pretty well. Wasn't exactly a biggest fan of the menu changes, personally, but it was okay. I don't really have any kind of nostalgic value.
Prettier, the menus, but they weren't as
functional to me. Like they weren't as fluid.
Yeah.
But
Did you prefer it over the original?
yeah, no, I preferred the menus in the original over the...
No, I mean like the game in general.
Looks-wise, Rehydrated, control-wise, the original.
I came out of Jellyfish Fields thinking that this was going to be the definitive version of the game. And it's kind of not. I mean, obviously it is in the sense that more people can play it now. It's on Steam, it's on Switch, it's on PS4. Don't buy it on Switch. It's on Xbox One.
Yeah, don't buy it on Switch, please.
It's
Unless it's your only option.
But it's just the original with visual changes I personally wasn't a huge fan of. It looks nice, but I prefer the original. Like, it's that Top Gear meme. This is brilliant, but I like this.
Yeah.
It looks better. I prefer the original visually because I really, really like that generation's 3D platformers, and I like how clunky they can be, and I like the visual style. It's a me thing.
I like how bad it can be.
But the controls... It's like... The controls and polish are like 3/4 of the way there. It feels like Battle for Bikini Bottom, but they're just not as good.
If anything,
the polish just
it feels like
there.
it feels like the polish is too high. It took all of the little intricacies of the movement out to where it was harder to perform certain things, or it just felt more clunky, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
By the time it's so clear that Jellyfish Fields got the most level of testing, which I guess I know that's the thing.
I would say
I know that the first level gets more testing than anything else in every game. But by the time you get to SpongeBob's Dream, there's just some things that it's so irritating to deal with.
It feels like this game was still a little bit rushed because of
it needed a couple more months, I think.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
The whole thing was that it was supposed to release at the same time as Sponge on the Run, which got delayed due to the pandemic, but the game didn't get delayed.
On DVD.
Yeah. But the game didn't get delayed. They still pushed out the thing, and they made it deliver on its original time.
Yeah. And
if you love the hell out of Battle for Bikini Bottom, you will like this remake. It's super faithful. It's genuinely super good.
It's okay.
I just prefer... When I play SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom next, I'll probably be turning on my GameCube.
Yeah.
Just personally.
And
the Switch version runs awfully. Like, it's really, really bad. I have no idea how it didn't get delayed.
I'm surprised too. I mean, you could tell where the jank is most apparent, and that is the multiplayer. Oh my god.
Listen. There can't be jank when there's nothing there in the first place.
We're not gonna
go into it that much. I mean,
it's just they said there would be new stuff back in the game that was from the concept art, and it's kind of there.
in a broken
Patrick,
multiplayer mode.
Did you notice that literally every single one of those areas in the multiplayer arenas were based on the concept art?
Yeah, but at the same time, Glove World was crap. The chocolate level was crap.
Oh, yeah.
The other half was generic, and then the Squidward boss you didn't even fight.
Yeah,
It
you
just
didn't
kind of
even
got hit by a magical nothing.
Which, you know that they found details that they were originally going to revamp all of that stuff and put it in, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you
were-
have the way to get into the code, you can still access the Patrick's Dream level perfectly fine. It's just untextured. They got like 3/4 of the way through remastering it, and they just gave up. Like, there are
This
like
is a
2
situation
platforms at
where-
the top of the mountain that are undone and untextured and, undetailed.
This is a situation where I think they would have loved to put them back in actual levels, but the publisher said no. We need this multiplayer thing. We need it to be family friendly on the couch. Just like Nintendo with the Mario and Luigi remakes, we need something new aside from the actual game. It's going to be crap, but we need something new.
Actually, weren't they talking about the fact that they were wanting to put it in, but then they stopped and didn't want to put it in for the sake of ruining speedrunner stuff with it?
Well, they still could have put it in a different menu option, like bonus levels.
Well, that's what they were implying that they were gonna do.
That's not really an excuse.
That's what they were implying that they were gonna do, but they just didn't go through with it because I guess they ran out of time.
Yeah.
Well, they're horde battles, right? Like, if you haven't played them, they're horde battles, just like kind of in the old SpongeBob movie game, except without any of the appeal of the horde battles in the old SpongeBob movie game, which, depending who you ask, had no appeal to begin with.
I was about to say, wait, there was appeal to those?
Well, I liked them. They were kind of interesting. I found them at least fun enough to play through every time I replayed the game, but these new ones, oh my god, it takes 45 minutes to get through the damn thing, and it's not fun at the first 5.
Yeah,
I liked getting about half an
repetitive
hour
and
through my first run with some random on Steam, and then they disconnected 30 minutes in.
Yeah, if you're playing this game, don't even touch the multiplayer. Don't.
What Liam and I did, Liam Triforce, YouTuber, you've heard of him. What we did was try and play through it for an achievement. Nope, no achievement.
Nah.
That's fun.
I mean, how did I 100% it without ever finishing the multiplayer? Yeah, luckily they didn't put any kind of achievements or anything behind the multiplayer. It was just a last-minute addition that is last minute.
Yeah. But with all said and done, our girl SpongeBob, which I hope we get more remakes in this soon, like similar.
I think.
Listen, we got the Destroy All Humans remake coming in October. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's another SpongeBob remake on the way.
God, I really hope they didn't buy those licenses out just to make SpongeBob games for the rest of eternity.
I think they did.
They probably
because I wish they would either make brand new stuff with the Nick license, or they would remake other games. Like they've got the Nicktoons Unite series setting right there too. That they could they could probably even do like how Ultimate Alliance 3 did with all the DLC, if they wanted to. But they're not going to do it because they can just shove all of the SpongeBob games down the remake train and make bank with it.
Fun fact, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking before I say it. They do not have the exclusive license to Nick games. Because Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 is about to come out, and Nickelodeon Kart Racers 1 came out last year, and neither of those are THQ Nordic.
Yeah, they don't have the exclusive license for like all the new stuff. They only have it for all of the stuff that was published by THQ.
Yeah.
So like all the older license for like the Nicktoons Unite series, I'd assume would be under their banner. The old SpongeBob games, the old like Rugrats and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Fairly Odd Parents too, and all.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents.
As much as everyone is expecting another SpongeBob game, they might remake something else, and some other company might take a crack at a SpongeBob game next.
I'm just saying, man, they got all 3 of the TAC games sitting right there. They've got their whole little Reignited trilogy going on right there that they could have.
They've got the TAC Wii game.
Oh yeah, they could even throw that in there.
TAC and the Guardians of Gross.
I say
good.
They also have Torque Prehistoric Punk. They can throw that in there as a bonus.
No, they don't have that one.
I thought they had the rights to Torque Prehistoric Punk.
No, that's Ubisoft.
They're literally the same game though.
Oh.
Moving on.
Yeah. Okay. So as I said in the beginning of this podcast, digital E3 technically.
I thought you said
didn't-
hello and welcome to the SwooceCast at the beginning of the thing.
Actually, we had to do our countdown 3 or 4 times before he did that.
Oh yeah, so we did the countdown first. So
Yeah.
actually, either way, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're just completely full of it.
Yeah. Very true. But in any case, Xbox and PlayStation had their showcases where they showed PlayStation showing off their console and games, and Xbox showing off a Game Pass commercial, pretty much, for the fridge.
But Halo
For the
Infinite, though.
fridge.
Halo Infinite, though.
Doesn't look
still-
super great, does it?
Yeah.
I still
Xbox
haven't
being
seen the commercial
ago.
for it.
I mean, Halo looks fine. I mean,
Kind
besides
of
some
doesn't-
weeks.
It's not great visually.
Yeah, I
No.
thought Halo 3 looked pretty good.
Yeah, Halo,
Looked alright.
yeah, Halo 3 looks fine, man.
I don't know why they showed a
looks
commercial for it for the Xbox Series X, considering it's already on the Xbox One. But I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing that came out of it was probably that weird Knights looking game that was in the pre-show.
Yeah, except that's not an Xbox exclusive.
I know it's coming on everything, and that's why I'm not going to talk about it that much.
Did you
And
know?
it
Did you
kinda
know
looks
that
not
random
super great.
game?
Yeah. I mean, the other two that go through my head from that whole showcase was the Fable at the end, which I'm kind of happy to see Fable again, but who knows what it's going to be. They just showed up. Like,
Well, it's going to be
Fable.
Fable.
well, yeah, but
And preferably has a number after it.
although there was no number at the end of this one.
Oh, it's just Fable. They're remastering the original Fable. I can't believe it.
Holy crap. And Psychonauts 2, which still has no release date.
They got Jablinski
Yeah.
Games to cameo and make a song for it, though.
Yeah.
Fun fact, by the way, you know why that game is part of the Xbox showcase?
Yeah, Double Fine
Yeah, it
is
does.
bought by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't
that's
know
great.
about that?
That's nice. No, I didn't like that. Is more accurate.
Well, it's...
Well, it seems like they're a lot more active than Rare is at the moment.
Well, there was that game from Rare, but like the weird...
Oh wait, no,
Avatar-
Rare Sea of Thieves. Rare did that.
Yeah, and they've got a
Didn't they?
new IP in this new thing too.
Yeah,
Oh,
One
I
of those
didn't-
games was Rare.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
for your theory.
but that's how much the Xbox One really just... The reason why it's just not really much to talk about, because every game that they said, even not Jeff Keighley, Phil Spencer said in that showcase, was every game talked about can be played on Game Pass. What is the point of getting an Xbox if you can get this on Game Pass?
I mean, I think that they're personally trying to shoo themselves out the door to become like a Sega type thing, where they start just developing software as opposed to hardware, and they work with
That would
Game
make a
Pass and
lot of
PC to
sense.
become a big thing.
Very
Wouldn't
true.
it be really strange if one of the Xbox One or Xbox Series X's down the road ran Windows?
I mean, that pretty much could happen with Series X.
I could see
I
that
could
being a
see
thing.
that.
Imagine if you like go to the web browser section on your Xbox and then it just pops up.
Regular
It brings up a
Windows.
Windows OS.
But they limit you to using Microsoft content.
Yeah.
God. Edge. It's
Well, I mean,
It's
that
like a
would make-
PC with
to be
Edge
fair-
and the Microsoft Store.
Oh,
To be fair, that makes sense. It's Microsoft.
yeah.
I'm sure.
can see that.
I'm sure if Sony had something like that, they would throw it on their web browser too.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
Sony had their showcase, which... Okay, just to go on a quick note.
was
Neither of
pretty
these
good.
showcases revealed what the price of these consoles are going to be, which I believe are probably going to be very expensive.
Yeah, they're waiting pretty late to rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah,
I don't know what their
feel
game
like...
That's
plan
always
is.
good.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, you guys have $800 laying around to buy a console, right?
Yeah.
A console that won't have the portability of a Switch.
Exactly.
Just to really nail that home, considering that's kind of important for me
Yeah.
now.
And also, the other being standing too is these consoles when they're showed off, like the PS5 and Xbox One, look at least have them towering. It's like, guys, no one's gonna have them like that. They're all gonna be leaning.
I don't even have enough room on my TV stand to put it.
I just thought about the PlayStation 5's design for the first time in like a month, and it's bad.
Yeah,
I really dislike the PS5's design.
Listen, you cannot hate on the POG system, first of all.
I have to say that Xbox wins design-wise so far.
I mean, it's a fridge versus a router.
I'd rather have one that has a bit of character looking to it as opposed to a subwoofer, which is the Xbox. And they're probably around the same size on top of that, so it isn't even a size issue. I'd at least want one with a bit more character, and at least those fans those sections on the top of it for the fans looks like it actually give it some good cooling.
Yeah. The PS5 looks like a rip-off Alienware machine.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing having the PlayStation 5 right now is the exclusives that they showed for it in their showcase. Just to
you
go
mean
through
they actually showed exclusives as opposed to
they
showing
have Horizon, Ratchet and Clank,
Spider-Man.
It's a nice launch lineup, assuming that's the launch lineup.
It's not like Demon Souls is there or anything. No, just
Demon Souls.
You forgot about Demon Souls.
You forgot about the Kana game. You got that really neat looking Kana game, Warrior, whatever that game's called. It's like Pikmin but with combat.
Yeah.
And then Bugsnax.
Oh, you forgot about
Bugs. Okay, I've been waiting for this.
Can we talk about the jump scare at the end of the Bugsnax trailer that got you, Heckla?
Oh my god, I'm ready. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, in the PlayStation 5 showcase, there was a game called Bugsnax that was shown, from the developers of Octodad. The game is just something insane where you have these Muppet-like creatures who devour food, and they become the food. Their body parts pretty much become the food that they eat, and also the fruit that they eat is alive. Yes, this is a real thing. This game feels like a horror game, and a lot of people have proved that pretty much at this point, where a leak has suggested that this game is actually secretly a horror game at this point. To even cite that there was a jump scare at the end of the trailer of the food characters coming together and creating this creature of food. So yes, I am really excited for this game because I feel like it's going to probably be up there as one of the games that freaked me out beyond belief.
Oh yeah, when I think of terrifying horror games that just chill me to my core, I think about Bugsnax.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary, man.
Yeah, you definitely
I think about Clubhouse games.
What? Cherry pop theme.
When it comes to games that chill me to my core.
Yeah.
I think about Clubhouse games.
Oh yeah, very scary.
Clubhouse games is pretty, especially the Rock'em Sock'em Robots part. That's terrifying.
Yeah, their head goes up. It's terrifying, man.
It's like WWE Battlegrounds.
Hey Lois, remember the time we played WWE 2K Battlegrounds? This reminds me of the time I watched the Bugsnax trailer and got scared by the thing at the end of it.
But yeah, again, with these consoles, besides the exclusives, it's more of, one, they're not showing the price on these, because why not? That Band-Aid's going to come off, and it's going to hurt when they eventually do it.
$600 US.
600? You're saying?
Yeah.
I say
800 US.
I feel knowing Sony, because when the PS3 was announced, it was like $700, dude.
Yeah, but when the PS4 was announced, it was cheaper than the Xbox.
Yeah, well, Sony has the problem of getting too arrogant. We're talking about the same company that really did not want to do crossplay for the longest time because they didn't want to do it. Like, I'm telling you, Sony, I definitely could see Sony doing this.
How much do you guys think the Microsoft box is going to be?
I actually think it's going to be less. They're gonna probably just make it as $100 less than whatever the PS5 is going to be.
I think it's going to be $50 more than the PS5.
Huh?
I think they're both going to be the same price.
I just put down my phone right below my mic and it vibrated, so I apologize for that.
It's no problem.
Well, not to you, but I mean to the people who actually like care,
Oh.
who are listening and now turning off in disgust.
As if they haven't already.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, time will tell. I mean, whenever these consoles ever come out in 2020, who knows how bad the price is going to be, and when eventually any of us get them, or at some point don't.
It would be really, really smart if the day these console prices are announced,
Yeah.
Nintendo drops the price of the Switch Lite.
that.
That would be really clever.
Yeah. I
It
can
would
see
be
that happening.
awesome if the day they announced the consoles, they increased the price of the Switch Lite to the exact same as the other consoles.
No,
Because
what they
that's
do is
their
they
offering
re-release
for
the
this
2DS.
generation.
That's
They
what they do.
re-released the 2DS.
Yep, the 2DS XL.
And put it to the same price as the other consoles.
Exactly.
No, just the original 2DS, not the XL.
Yeah.
Just the original 2DS.
I mean, I thought that went without saying.
Exactly.
Well, Heckla said the 2DS XL. I'm throwing you under the bus there.
Oh. Thanks.
Yeah, they.
You're welcome.
No, the 2DS was like $89 here, something like that. They just go
I
ahead
betcha
and
if
slap
I
an
go on
extra
eBay
zero.
Right now, I can find one on there for 50.
I mean, you could probably find one for 40.
I bet that I could
really
do
cheap.
that right now. Look at me. Look at how cool I am. I bet I could find that.
.com.
Yeah.
I said .com for emphasis. I'm opening the app.
Fun duck.
Fun dive. But I have a question for you, Moist.
What?
How cool is Spyro?
Believe it or not, that wasn't a random question. That's actually on the list for those
Yeah,
listening.
What did that have to do with the 2DS? I don't think Spyro's on the 2DS.
Nintendo 2DS, white and red, like new, used with 520 in one game cartridge Mario Kart.
I mean, the closest thing to Spyro...
$50.
Oh yeah, the 520 things that's like infesting all of the sites.
Oh,
Yeah, this comes with one that has Mario and Sonic on it, and it's only $50, and I'm not linking it in the description. You gotta find it yourself and not buy it.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
it's not endorsed by
it won't take too long to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Alright, well.
Yep.
Does
So-
Moist want to talk about Spyro since
Yeah.
he's been playing it all week?
yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Spyro's all right.
Spyro pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
it'd be something if we got Spyro Orange remake.
Now you listen here. First of all, if I can't get my Crash Purple remake, you're not getting your Spyro Orange remake. And second of all, why would you say that?
I mean, we're getting Crash 4 soon enough. So we're definitely going to get another Spyro game eventually. So we'll probably get Spyro Orange.
I mean,
You can skip the next bullet point on the list, by the way.
I can't see the next bullet point on the list.
It's Pac-Man's BS Nothing anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for telling me, because I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's almost like that was a completely scripted-esque part to
Yeah, it's almost
show
like
the
that.
emphasis.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Why would we ever do that? Why do you think
I
that we
wouldn't
have
do
this stilted of a delivery every time that we try one of these? It's not like we're reading off of a thing that we're pointing. Nah.
Yeah, it's not like...
This is all ad-libbed, not a single bit of dialogue that I am reading right off this page.
I can only type
is,
so fast, Moist.
Listen, you gotta hurry up.
Wait, why does this sentence say Blade Mountain's fired?
Listen.
Why does the teleprompter say that I'm fired?
Hey.
I need to pack up my things.
Oh, man. But yeah. Just to go into it real quick before we talk more about Pac-Man and all that. Spyro, really cool. Crash 4 also got revealed a while ago, as of right now.
Did it?
And it was a very weird reveal because Well, the art styles more and more. I'm kind of liking it. It still has a really weird art style going from the Insane trilogy.
Crash 4.
Yeah,
I'm really curious. I don't remember much about the Crash 4 reveal, but I remember having a reaction to it, so I'm just I'm just looking up what I said about it at the time. Hold on.
Crash 4 has like a really plasticky art style. It has like a very toy-like design to it. Kind of reminds me of how Crash looked in Skylanders whenever he got put in there, but better and more stylized.
I think the biggest point of contention
I see what I posted. That Crash game looks like crap.
I mean...
Well, I guess I really went out there and said that. Good for me.
Hey, every opinion's different. But
even the wrong ones.
I think the biggest point of contention, though, even though the developers, which is Toys for Bob, who did the Spyro remake, was that there were pre-order skins at the end of the trailer. And the biggest problem was everyone thought, oh, is this going to be Crash Team Racing all over again?
Yeah, people were crying and whining, thinking that one little pre-order skin meant that they were going to put DLC in the game.
No.
Microtransactions.
You're rewriting history. What actually happened?
No, that's what it was.
That really was what happened.
At the end of the trailer, they have like, pre-order the game, and you get these little skins to put on Crash and Coco in the middle of the game. And people whined and thought that meant DLC.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what happened is they were going to try to sneak microtransactions in, like skins and stuff. And nobody fell for it, and they called them out on it, and they immediately took it out.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Don't know what you're talking about.
If no one talked about it, then there would be microtransactions in this game, just to be clear.
I still think it's going to happen eventually. I kind of feel like... I mean, it's Activision, and Activision's known for this kind of stuff.
The fans just have to keep calling out stuff like this, or else it's never going to change. That pre-order skin thing is straight out of the sports games. Like, straight out of the sports games. There was 100% going to be microtransactions in this game until everybody called them out on it and said, hey, we fell for this once. Don't do this. And then they said, no, there won't be any. There won't be any. Don't worry. Delete it, Mark!
I like how he cuts out right there.
Yeah.
I won't on the recording for the people listening. Should I edit in a cut?
Up to you.
Yeah, now that everyone knows that there was supposed to be a cut, go on ahead and edit one in.
Yeah.
Right now.
Exactly. I feel, but it's something, like, I'm excited for the game, but I'm just cautious, because it's Activision, and Activision's scary sometimes.
You know what else is scary?
What's that?
Quick, hurry up.
Directs.
I was about to say, quick, hurry up, pull up the doc. We need to figure out what... Hey, Lois, remember the time I went to talk about Devolver Direct on SwooceCast?
Yeah. So, Devolver had their Direct.
I think you were the only person that watched it, Heckla, so...
Yeah.
Can confirm.
So, the Devolver Direct is something quite special, because the Devolver Directs have, there's been a story going on. I'm not going to go into the story. You got to look that up yourselves. But this one had quite a few announcements. Ones that, for not insane series, more of just a series of games. Like, you have Shadow Warrior 3, which I've never played the Shadow Warrior series, so I couldn't tell you much about it. Weird West, which is a top-down RPG roguelike, which... that word, I knew it was going to come up sooner or later. Another one being a Metroidvania, a nice little Metroidvania in Serious Sam 4, which, again, is a Google Stadia exclusive for a couple months. Found that out recently. So
Google hitting it with the big guns, dude.
Yeah.
They gotta be able to compete.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing of all at the end that they released was Devolver Expo, which you can get on Steam right now for free, which is a FPS horror weird game. It was pretty much a commercial game where literally you're supposed to go through Devolver's E3 and watch the trailers of the games while shooting at robots. It is something. I highly recommend it. But I think the best game which is out as of right now, that Devolver showed off, was Carrion. Carrion is... Wes, would you like to go into Carrion first before
Carry on, my wayward son.
Exactly.
That's the second carry-on pun this podcast has had so far.
Oh, man. We're breaking new records.
We are.
So what'd you think of Carrion?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh. I thought you did.
No,
okay,
I have it on my Switch.
Heckla,
I haven't played it yet.
Yes, I have played Carrion to the finish.
Okay.
Carrion is pretty
No
much if you have seen the thing, a reverse Metroidvania where you are the monster. You are this red, gooey, fleshy monster thing who you have to get more abilities throughout the shift, learn about your origin / be the thing, and pretty much kill everything on the ship. I highly recommend it for how unique the premise is, and it's also a short game too, being around 6 hours long. But the game controls like nothing I've played in a while, so again, for what it is, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, the demo, the controls feel like something that just isn't affected by gravity. This kind of Eldritch type of thing that just doesn't, fly by the normal rules. God, like most
You
movie
alright
monsters.
there?
No. Like most movie monsters, they just break the laws of physics whenever they feel like it. That's how the controls feel like. You got this dash that can break through things. You have those tentacles where you can just walk around on the ceiling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. And the fact that you still feel vulnerable in the middle of that. This is all talking about my experience with the demo, at least. I haven't played the full game yet.
Yeah.
But
and from what I was talking to my friend Link about, the demo is pretty much like almost the first level of the game.
Yeah, you basically go all the way from the beginning to the end of what I assumed was one level. I didn't know if it was at the beginning of the game or what.
Yeah. But, again, the game is amazing. I, again, highly recommend it. So, get on that, people. Get on it.
Go buy it right now, we told you to.
So now we'll carry on to the final topic of the podcast.
So, I want you to put a counter in for 3 and just out of shotgun effect where we kill it there.
Let's just carry on to the next game.
But
Moist just used the Google Doc of topics to change the spelling of carry on to the words carry on. Just for those of you at home who can't see the feed of that.
puns.
We've been changing stuff in this the entire time, and you have gone back and deleted all of the things that I changed.
Yeah.
I like my pages to look neat.
The pages that no one's gonna see.
The pages that are absolutely just going to go into obscurity after we record this.
The pages that none of us are gonna look at, including you, and you're going to immediately dumpster them as soon as we get done recording.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to use that so I can put up the graphics of the pod.
I can't believe you took away all the fun. Can't believe it. Ruined.
But there is one last game, and Moist, you would highly go
You
into
just
this.
coughed mid-sentence and we all burst out laughing.
I mean, it's how we do. But that would be the Ninja Kiwi archive. Moist, would you like to talk about that?
It's 50 games, all in one, for free. Flash games. It was done for preservation's sake. Truly a love letter thing to all of the Flash games that Ninja Kiwi's released over the years. Go get it. You don't have any excuse not to. At the very least, show them that they did a good job. It's a win for games preservation's sake.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's no reason why you shouldn't. It's free. So, besides, like, are Flash games going to come? Like, is Flash game even still supported? Or is
No, Flash is still supported, but it's getting destroyed sometime soon.
At the end of the year, basically.
Yeah, end of the year.
So yeah.
So they're trying to archive as much stuff as they possibly can before, the deletion of Flash just completely screws over almost every single site that hosts that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully, Can we get the Cool Math Games too? I mean, we
Cool
need
Math
Johnny
Games collection.
Can we have Johnny Upgrade?
Can we have Johnny Upgrade remastered?
Ooh, that.
Can we get a full Metroid Prime game, but it's just Johnny Upgrade?
I mean, I'd be like it. You paying money for those upgrades would be pretty good.
Can we get Johnny Upgrade in first person on Unreal Engine 4?
Oh, that's too powerful. He has
Or
to pay
no,
for
it wasn't. It's not Unreal Engine. It's Unity Engine, the one that looks
it's
funny.
Unity. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, Unity Engine, a first-person Johnny Upgrade game. It's just like the first-person Mario 1 games were you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't forget Ancon. You also have to get Ancon and Addicting Games in there too.
Yeah. We got to get Raft Wars, which that's not Cool Math Games, but we got to get Raft Wars on there.
I thought that would be the Ninja Kiwi archive.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I forget who does that.
Man.
I remember back in elementary school where I Google Mario games and click on the top link.
Yep. I mean, either it's a fan game or most likely a rip of Mario Wonder World.
Mostly you get Mario Flash back then.
Oh yeah, Mario.
I remember the one site. I'm not going to mention it by name because I don't know what the virus situation is there, and I don't know But the site had like a bunch of different Mario Flash games, like maybe the biggest collection of strictly Mario Flash games, and some of them were alright, and some of them really weren't.
Dude, there's MarioGames.io.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't it.
We got Super Mario Flash. We got Unfair Super Mario. We got.
What about Mario 63? That was the best one.
Let's see. They took Super Mario Racing 2. Super Mario Tanks.
No Mario 63?
No Mario.
Not seeing it right now. There are a lot of Mario racing games, though.
I mean, we can also get
Super Mario 63 was a Newgrounds thing, I think.
I mean,
Mario
we can
Combat.
We can get Sonic Flash. That was also an Ancon thing. I mean, for Mario, there was a Mario Flash game. I remember that was an RPG. It was a weird turn-based, like circle-wise, where, ironically enough, it reminds me of Persona. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Apparently, Newgrounds has a player that you can potentially download to play the Flash games indefinitely.
Huh.
Good.
Not that I necessarily endorse that, because I don't know what the hell Newgrounds would put in their player.
Exactly.
And I don't know how safe the games are, but that's a thing.
Oh, dude, they do have Raft Wars on Cool Math Games. I've been looking around for it this whole time you've been talking.
Yay!
So there we go, and it can be in the Cool Math Games collection.
Yay!
Along with all the run games.
Oh yeah. Or IQ Ball /
Yeah, IQ Ball Grabber.
Yep.
The Papa Burgeria games.
Yep. Memories upon memories.
But I just want to play Blocks.
Oh god, Blocks. Yeah, I played it once. But hopefully Flash games stick around. Like in a one way or another.
They won't.
I mean,
it's a fun thought, but they won't.
Not everyone's going to do what Ninja Kiwi and Newgrounds are doing. They're just going to let them fade away because they've gotten all the use that they want out of them, and they don't really care.
I agree with that, unfortunately.
Yep.
They'll try to sell it back to you on consoles for $30.
Oh god.
Hello, welcome to the Cool Math Games archive. We want your $30 right now to play Raft Wars and half of the games that are in Ninja Kiwi archive.
So I mean that. So yeah, definitely. If you want to take one thing away from this podcast, play some Flash games. Play Flash games.
Flash your games.
Exactly. Oh,
we were so close to having a seamless outro.
Yeah, we were so. I mean, if we were gonna do it, we gotta do the
If
way
there's
we
anything
can.
to take away from this outro, we're leaving.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see
Thanks
you
for
eventually. Yeah, we'll see
thanks
you
for
when we eventually
listening.
come back.